So, hi, my name is Paul. First of all, thank you again for ordering. I'm very glad I got to watch your games and your play, and I'm very glad I get to coach you on it. So, let's jump right in. So, basically, on my second screen here, if you see me looking to my right, it's just that I noted some key stamps, some timestamps of what I want you to see, and as I go through it. So I'm just gonna play through your videos. I'm gonna show you certain actions that you did. I'm gonna focus on defense and reception, which you asked me to. And lastly, I also took note of a couple of attacks that you did that I think we can just tune up a little bit to help you score more points and put the other team into more difficult situations. So I'm gonna start off with reception. So first of all, is I just have the timestamps, so bear with me as I go through these videos. So one reception here. Let's play through it. There. So good result. Very good result. We get the ball on the money where we want it. The only thing, and this is a thing that I've seen through your videos, and every time that you pass the ball, you seem to have the tendency to just after you contact the ball to take a couple steps back. So this is okay if it's your transition between reception and then into hitting, which sometimes you do, which is great. But what it can do is it can mean that you're on your heels instead of on your toes, which puts your weight more behind you and your center of gravity more to the back, which often brings the ball off the net. So we're going to see it together in a couple of receptions that I highlighted on my sheet, where the ball comes off the net a little bit, making it a little bit more difficult for your setter, number 11 in blue, which ideally we want to keep the ball at the net. So just being on your toes is going to help you bring it closer to that. So I'll just play it again and focus on where like you'll see that you take a couple steps back after. So there, good reception, and then you back up. So we get the good result, but uh, if you stay strong, you're probably going to get it more consistently. So let me just jump onto the second one here at 6:04. Back up 5 seconds. There. So see, this is a good reception as well. But again, you take a couple steps back, which means you had less control over the ball. So you're being hit by the ball. You're not hitting the ball to the target that you want. I'm just going to go on to the next one here at 11:45. Go back 5 seconds. Okay. Yes. So this one. This is a situation where you're playing it overhand, right? So you're playing it up here, the ball. The only thing is you want your hands to go up there as fast as possible so that you're not late to catching that ball to where you're going to play behind your head. Ideally, you'd want to be playing it, let me just show you here on the camera. You want to be playing it here instead of over your head as you did in this one. So about like 10 or 11 o'clock in front of you, you want to just, so this is going to help you push it more to the net. So that's what happens here in this situation is you're a little late with your hands, which brings it off the net. See? So like your hands are pointing straight up. We'd want them pointing a little bit more to the front, and that would bring the reception to the net. So to keep going with receptions, I'm just gonna go with your next video as I'm done with this video, and it's at 5:30. Okay, back up 5 seconds. So this one is I wanted to show it to you because you move your feet perfectly. So what I can see here is that you saw that the ball was far off, so it's not near you where you are at that moment, and then you get your feet to the ball and you're strong in your platform. So you see, you push it up. The only thing is, again, you see how you fall back after you make the contact? It means you're on your heels, so you have a little bit less control. So this is a good reception, but if the ball was a bit harder, it would have been more difficult for you to get it in the right position as you were on your heels. The next reception I have for you is one where the ball is going straight at your body. So this is a tough situation. What you want to do is you want to move your body away and put your platform where your body was. So here, I'm going to show you like on the camera. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but so if the ball's coming here, I want to move my body out and put my platform where my body was. So instead of going like this, where I'm going to take it in the chest, I want to move out, and here I can adjust, right? So here I'm strong, I'm stable. Here I can't really do much. If it floats up or down, I'm kind of stuck. To the side, or either side works, and it's the same spot. Like the ball, my platform's not moving. It's just you're gonna have more control in that situation. So I'm just gonna play it back so you can see what happens. So you see, as it hits you in the chest, you have less control, and then it's a tough reception for your setter to go to. So if you were just to move your body to the right and send it to the left, we would get good quality out of that. One last time. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the third video now. I have one at 5:36. Let me just back up 5 seconds. Okay, so this is another overhand reception where, if I remember correctly, I remember you being very stable on this one. Yeah. The only thing is, again, your hands are a little bit too high over your head, so you're not able to get that ball to the net, and that's where being on your heels is really difficult. That's why you want to be on your toes, because it's going to allow you to keep your weight forward and use your whole body to push the ball to the net. So I'm just going to play it one more time so you can see. Yeah. So we just need to be on the toes and just use our weight to counter that ball and push it back to the net. So next one is 6:42 right here. I'll back up 5 seconds. 5 more. Okay. Yeah. So you see, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier, where you your contact is good, your upper body form is very good. The only thing missing is your legs. You got to push with your legs to get the ball to the net. So you're off balance in that reception, which brings it off the net and makes it more difficult for your setter. So as you come backward, the ball comes backwards with you. Next one is at 13 minutes. Gonna back up 5 seconds. So this one is a good example of how you bring your platform to the ball. We can't really see well because of your teammate here, but I can see that, your shoulders come up, but you still stay strong to the ball and keep your right shoulder up. So what you're doing here that it's great is you're turning, but you're not just turning laterally. You're bringing your shoulder up, which creates the angle towards the net, which is what we want to see. Because if I was like this, it would just ricochet back. But as you're pushing it front, you're gonna bring it to the net. And this, even though it's a little bit more towards position 4, it's a good reception. I mean, your setter can definitely use that, and you get a good hit out of it. So I'm gonna move on to the next video here, where I only have one reception for you to see in this one. It's at 3 minutes. I'll go back 5 seconds. Yeah. So this is great. You'll see that the spot in which you take the ball is just the perfect one. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You want to take it in front here, and you can push it to the net. And this one is just absolutely perfect. Yep. The only thing, again, is as you're on your heels, you can't really give as much height to the ball as you'd want, but you still get a quality pass. I mean, it's very good. Like, it's nothing to be sad about. So yeah, very good job. So I'm gonna move on straight up to the fifth video here, because I don't have any more receptions for you in this one. So this one is at 11:30, and I also think you're starting to see the point where, I mean, it's always, it, it always comes back around to the same thing. Whereas your form is good, your upper body form is good when you keep those shoulders turned, and if you start moving your body out of the way to bring your platform to the right spot. And now it's really working on your footwork. Where I mean, I can show you as many as I want, but it's really just being on the toes. See this one? You're on your heels again, and it brings you back, so you don't have enough control to push it back up. So this is what makes this reception difficult. I mean, it's a tough reception. It's not on you, so you have to move, but really staying on your toes, you're going to be more reactive, more strong. You can push it to the net. So I'm going to move on to the sixth video now, which I have one at 4:25. Right about here. So this one, I have in my notes that you took it overhand. and you took it in the right spot, so it made a good reception, and then you backed up. But this is what I was talking about when I say you back up in the right timing. So you do your reception first, and then you back up to transition into attack. So this is what we want to see. So you see, you receive it, and then you go back, and then you're ready to hit. And as I said, you take it there. You take it right in the right spot. Your arms are pointing a little bit to the front, also up, so that you give a nice quality pass. This is perfect. Next one I have is a 1008, and this was a big serve where it's a difficult pass, but what you want to do, and this is a concept that we'll talk about also in defense. I'm gonna get back around to that. But basically, you want to, you're here. You don't want to bring your platform to the middle and then move it to the side. What you want to do is just move both hands together and then join them at the point of contact. So if you're late, if it's too fast, you'll still have something here. Whereas if you join in the middle and then go, you're just playing baseball and you might hit it to the back of the wall, which is exactly what happens here. So what you want to do is really use those hands and bring them up, and then the shoulders come out. But your platform is strong here, and it's strong early. So that's the key here. So you'll see in the video. Yeah. So it's a strong serve. I mean, it's a very good serve. It's tough to make a good pass out of it. But if your hands get out there early, you'd have the right timing, and you'd be able to keep it in play. So I only have one more reception for you, which is I noted here it's a perfect reception. So that's how I wrote it down. 452. So yeah, this is perfect. So you see, it's again what I was saying. Like you're backing up, but it's timed right. So your form on contact is perfect. You're facing the front, and you're strong in your upper body. I can see that your shoulders are tensed, and you want to push that ball to the net, which gives a perfect reception. And then you transition, and you're on time for everything. Yep. So very good job here. So I'm gonna move back up to the first video now, and we're gonna move on to defense. So I'm just gonna show you all the notes I have on defense. I have a little bit less because I wanted to really focus on reception, just show you different situations of reception where you want to stay strong in your shoulders and your body and everything. So I'm gonna show you the defense, and we'll talk about it after. Yeah, so this is a good defense. I mean, everything stays strong. One thing that you'll hear me talk about as I go through your defensive actions is that I would like for you to be a little bit further to the back of the court. So in volleyball, it's very easy to play balls in front of you. It's very hard to play balls behind you. So you want to keep as much balls as possible in front of you. And in all the videos that I watch of you playing, about 2 hours, not once did you get scored on a ball that was too far in front of you that you couldn't get to it. So it never happened. However, it happened a couple times that you're stuck in a tough situation because you're too far forward, and then the ball is higher up, and it's more difficult to play. So I would like to see you take maybe one, even two steps back, and just keeping everything in front of you so that you have more options and you can play in front of you. It's way easier. So you see, as in this one, if you were a little bit further back, instead of catching it up here, you would be catching it down here, which would bring it to the net and give your team a structured attack after. So we're gonna move on to 609, another defense. Yeah, so you see here, you played it overhand, which means if you were two steps back, you could have played it with an underhand hit, and I mean, it's a good result. Don't get me wrong. I'm really picking here because I mean, your defense is good. You're always in the right position, and you're staying strong. You're keeping the ball in the court. So yeah, the only thing would be to take a couple steps back, and you could bring those balls more to the net as you'd have more control. So the next one is at 1637. Let's go back a couple seconds. Yeah, so this is very good here. What you're doing here is that you're low to the ground, and the fact that you're low to the ground brings you out easier. But don't get me wrong, if you were one step back, you could have done the same defense, trust me. But I mean, this because you're so low to the ground, look at your positioning before. You're already in this position. So you're ready to move left and right. So being one step back right here would have given you the same ball as it lands here. So you can either play up here or down here. And then this guy could have crossed in front of you as well, which would have give your team twice the chance of bringing that ball up. But this is really a good defense. So I'm gonna move on to the second video here at 4:35. Back up. Yeah. So this is perfect positioning. Okay. So when I'm talking left to right positioning, this is where you want to be. I'll just pause. I'll try to pause at the right time here. As a Yeah. So you have your block here. This girl is defending the line, this lady, and you need to be right next to the block. So that ball that just goes off for fingers at the end there, that's perfect. That's where you want to be. You could be again a little one step back because this guy could be in front, and then you guys could cross. So here, I'll just demo it again because it's a really important concept with your team is that the ball that's here, I can play it here, but somebody who's in front and to the left can play the same ball here. So if we do that and then we stretch it out, we can cross in one in front of another. And if one decides that it's too far and he can't go, the other one will still go, and then you have more chances of covering more ground and bringing more balls up. But this is really good. You're right in the good position. So next is at 7:10. So sorry, I'll just back up. Yeah, so this is the same as in reception. I mean, your weight is behind you. That's why you fall on your back after. If your weight was on your toes there, and again, like I said earlier, no balls were hit too far in front of you. This might seem like it, and I understand where would you be coming from, but truly, it's just that you're on your heels. If you're on your toes, you can play in front of you very easily. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go to 13:27 next. So this one is the same thing as I talked about in reception, where you want to have both of your hands like independent until the point of contact. The only thing is in defense, it's okay to keep those hands independent all the time. I do it very often myself. So you're gonna be like this. A ball is hit here. You're just gonna go with one hand, just like this. So what this allows you to do is cover more ground on those hard hits, because those are the ones that we want to get up the most, right? They're the most satisfying and the most important. So if you're able to have each hand stay out wide, this ball here becomes 1 foot off your hand, whereas right now it's like 2 feet off your hand because they're both in the middle, right? So you went with one hand, but as you were joined in the middle before leaving just one hand, you're a little late, and that's the only thing that doesn't bring the ball up. So next is in the third video. Gonna go to 4:26. I only have a one for you in this video here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the same as we talked about earlier, but just in a mirror image. So you know when we were on the right side, there was a block right here, and I wanted you right next to the block. So now your blocker is here, but this defender is next to the block, and you're a little bit too far to the left. I'd rather see you down here, just because these balls here are going to be over top of the block, which is not going to happen very often, depending on the matchup that you have at the net. So, I mean, your blocker, we're not going to hide it, is not the highest off the ground. I mean, it's a good block. It's well set, but it's not the highest one. So it's possible for someone very tall to go over top. But the hitter on the other side is not that very tall person that's going to go over top. So you'd want to be playing next to your block, trusting that your block is going to do the job if the ball goes into that zone. So we're going to go on to the fourth video in which I have one defense for you. 14:35. Yeah, so this one is another example of being too far up the court, uh, where if you were just one or two steps back, this ball becomes very playable. But because you're all on the same line here, you play it very up over your shoulders, and I mean, it's almost an impossible dig. So just being a little bit back would give you like a kind of a banana-shaped defense. This is what we call it, and that would be perfect. So you guys could you could get those balls up. So we're gonna go on to the fifth video, and I have written down in my notes here that this is perfect positioning in defense. So let's see what it's about. Oh yeah. So you see now is another example. You have two good blocks, and you respect what's going on perfectly. So you respect their block, you respect the hitter to hit between those blocks, and that's right where you are. So I mean, you're in the perfect position, right in between those blocks, and the ball comes straight at you. You get up, you're on your heels again, so this allows you to fight it off. It doesn't hit you, bring you to the back. Sorry, I mean you're on your toes, which is good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say you're on your heels. So you're on your toes, and I'm gonna pause it again here. There, you're on your toes as you push that ball up, and that's perfect in defense. That's what you want. You're staying strong and you're getting good dig out of this. Next is in video 7. I have one more defense for you, just the last one at 13:44. Gonna back up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so this is a good example. You see, when I was saying that you need to be beside your hitter, depending on the matchup, this hitter seems to be a bit better than the one previous. So she goes over top of the block, right? Right over top, but you're right there. So that's good. So depending on the situation, this is good positioning. Especially because this defender also moved a little bit to the right. It's not the best. It kind of leaves you exposed to his left, but I don't think this hitter is going to hit to his left because it's a pretty tough shot. So your positioning is good. You just need to be ready to dive for these balls here that are going to be far to your right. But this is good positioning here. Yep. So I'm realizing that I'm just showing you and I go with every clip, but the positioning in defense is going to be really just like what can you go, what can you do to make the most odds of bringing the ball up? So in this situation, you're behind the block. That's good. It might have gone besides the block and then you can't dig it up, but the most likely odds were that it's going to go over top, and that's where you were. So in the other ones that I was showing you, where I was saying you need to be besides it, is because that's the most likely thing to happen, right? You can't cover everything. You just need to cover the most likely thing to happen. So I just have a couple of hits to show you. As I know you said you wanted to focus on reception and defense, but I think your hits are very good. It's only a strategic point that I want to bring is that when you're hitting, you'd want to be hitting towards the corners of the court. So corner in position 1 and cornering in position 5. Those are the diagonals. What this is going to allow you is to get off that defender in position 6, as it's a pretty easy dig for him. So see here, you hit right in between those two defenders and on the diagonal to the corner. That's perfect. That scores. I mean, if it's in between them and it's a hard hit, they're not going to dig it up. Next, I have at 15:25, which is another one where you hit to the right spot. So you come in and then you hit to the corner in 5. So that's perfect. This guy has to play it with one hand, and they can't bring it back up. So that's what I want to see is you hitting to the sides. So I'm going to show you a counter example in video 5 at 5:20, where you just hit straight in front of you, and it's a super easy dig for the defender. You'll see. There. So you see now you hit. It's a good hit. Don't get me wrong. It's a good hit. Some defenders would definitely get scored on that. But what I'm saying is you need to you need to try and hit more angles to have more odds of not being dug up like it just happened in this one. So I mean it's really like it's not easy. It's tough, tough thing to do, and it needs to be the right situation. So a nice set, and then you can hit perfectly in a nice situation. But it's what's going to bring your game to the next level is being able to outplay those defenders and not just hitting straight at them. So that was it for hitting. It's just I wanted to show you a couple things where you did it right, and then just the simple example where you did it a little bit wrong, and show you the difference between the two. So I mean, this is pretty much it. We went through defense, reception, and a little bit of hitting. As I said, key concepts in reception is just staying on your toes, staying strong to the net, and when you're playing overhand, to have that ball in front of you instead of just over you, which is going to allow you more control and bring it to the net. And in defense, it's as I said, like you asked to learn to read the hitters. It's really just knowing the most likely thing to happen. So you check the matchup. Is it a good hitter? Is it an okay hitter? Do I have a good blocker? Do I need to be behind the block? Or do I need to be to the side? And it's just the most likely thing. And then you can adapt through the game. You know, you can, if a situation, if you thought it was more likely to go off the side of the block, but then three of them go over top, well, you can move. It's no problem. You know, you can adjust during the game. And as I said, if you want to bring it to the next level in defense, just having two independent arms that can allow you to play balls like far to your right or far to your left, and that's pretty much it. So again, thank you, Rika. Thank you so much for ordering, and feel free to write me anything if you have any questions. Maybe I use some words that you're not familiar with, and as I speak pretty fast, and yeah. So anyways, thank you again, and feel free to contact me anytime.